following Yahweh Shah Hamashiach.
Yeah, if I can give you a quick precept out here.
You got it. Shalom, Yahweh Shah Barakatah. Shalom,
Hey,
Zaquan.
Hey, Shalom, Zaquan, Yahweh Shah, Shalom, my brothers.
Real quick, this is the book of 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 21. It says, "For even hereunto we are called, because Hamashiach also suffered for us, leaving us an example that you should follow his footsteps."
Beautiful. Beautiful. And there's nothing else to be said on that, you know. But see, again, we're in the time where all you ninjas that have been scoffing, laughing, mocking, talking shit, all of the above, all of that's going to get cut out right now. It's about to stop right now. Okay. And they're telling you that what's happening over in Europe, the crisis, especially in they said northern parts of the continent of Africa, right? In terms of shortage of food. Okay, storehouses starting to shut down everything. They say that's coming to Babylon the Great. It's on its way.
Yeah. Got a quick precept, Shaquan.
Break it out.
This is Zephaniah 1 and 12. And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their leaves, that say in their heart, Yahweh Shah will not do good, neither will he do evil. Right? And you know, that's the mindset of these people in the world. They don't believe that the Heavenly Father, through his only begotten Son, is going to judge this place, and they're going to have to take part in that judgment. Right? Most people believe that, well, Christianity is a world religion, so the people believe that they don't believe in judgment of the Lord, or if they do, it's a mass judgment where everybody's standing in line. But the Lord is about to settle those people that are comfortable in this world, right? Especially the men, right? The men, the leaders, these different followers of what that say in their heart that the Lord is not going to do good, neither do evil, because they don't associate evil with the Heavenly Father and his only begotten Son. What the Zaquanian was talking about, or is talking about, we're talking about famine, worldwide food disruptions, and that's a major thing. Christine Lagarde said that she knows, or the elite, they know that the two things that the average person is concerned with, or has to deal with, is food, whether processed or unprocessed, and fuel, petrol, is what she said, petrol. So like in their mind, that's all you're concerned about is eating and getting around. Whether you have to get to your job, those are things that concern the people. She said that there's going to be mass instability from what's happening over there in the Strait of Hormuz, right? They telling people, I forget who it was, they said basically farmers or somebody in America, they were saying basically people need to start preparing, right? Preparing for what? Food rationing, right? Food shortages, right? Fuel shortages, all of that is not getting no better, and this is all punishment, right? You got us going. I just want to bring that out.
No, that's your pop, man. You know, and that goes right into what you know Zaquan is saying when we're gonna play this video from Redacted. You're gonna hear what the professor is saying, and like to the brother Yashar's point, he has to be watching, okay, Great Millstone, because everything he says based off answering the questions that was placed upon him, it's like bro was hitting it on the nail. Prophecy after prophecy. Yep, this means that it's going to go into that, right? So without further ado, this is fair use. All right, this is fair use. At any point in time, so Quanium, you guys want to stop and interject? You want to commentate, speak on it? Just let me know.
In control largest banks and the European banking structure. Remember, she's famous for telling us that she wanted us to move away from cash. Of course, in my mind, this is all about control. But here is Christine Lagarde talking specifically about food rationing and what is coming. Listen.
A third of the fertilizers is shipped to the Strait. Now, that is also at risk. And it matters particularly in the Southern Hemisphere, where the planting and therefore the fertilizers is badly needed now. I'm not saying that just out of interest for agriculture. Don't forget, I was Minister of Agriculture in France for a month and a half. But because it matters to me as a central banker now. Because if the price of food increases significantly, it is not going to just be the price of food, it is going to be inflation expectations. Because we know that people are particularly attentive to two things: the price of food, processed and unprocessed, and the price of gas at the petrol station.
Yeah, we just said that.
So here are three indirect consequences of what's happening in the energy world. So if the disruption persists long enough, the adjustment shifts from prices, which we are putting up with now, to possibly rationing with very different economic consequences.
Real quick.
Higher prices
Real quick.
are prime.
Block it. She's talking about rationing, right? That's what the new system is going to be about. The MOTB system is a ration system. It's going to be controlled money, and you only going to be able to buy things that their money is approved to buy. It's basically EBT, right?
That's right. Yeah.
That's all it is. It's EBT, but it's EBT on a global scale, right? And they're gonna hold some people hostage with them EBT chips, and some people they're gonna get a little bit more access, right? But it's a rationing system. It's not rationing because there's not just food insecurities. These food insecurities are happening on purpose. It's with the central bank. And why is it a central banker talking about this? Because the central banks, banking elite, this is their plan, right? They set the whole straight of heart move situation up. They put Trump in office to make him implode America from the inside out, right? They did all of this. They're doing all of this, and they're trying to ease, right, the fear of less consumption and more control onto the people to make you think that she's trying to figure something out to make it better. But in reality, this is what they want. They want a ration system. You got it.
Yeah, I had a precept, if you don't mind, Brother Bishop. This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 4, verse 16. It says, moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I'll break the staff of bread in Jerusalem, and they shall eat bread by weight and with care, and they shall drink water by measure with astonishment. And this is, this is about to, take place again among our people, to whatever will be scattered, because Jack, whatever will be scattered represent Jerusalem. So Easter is about to cause, rational food, to where if you do not obey, okay, this this agenda of his now, basically it's gonna starve you out, if you don't they're doing already over there in China. Okay, the Moabites, their life is already miserable right now. They're being trained, to go through this whole ration of food, or water, by through that whole social credit score. And that's what, like the Zaquan was saying, that's what they're trying to do. That's why I was like, this whole thing is going to be global. It's not just going to be America or the Western. This shit's going to be global, man. That's why Esau, when you look Esau commercials, he already starved out the third world countries. Already went over there, took their resources, fucked up the farm system over there, to where now they depend on import food,
Yeah. Well,
yeah, so
the third world countries are already, they're not even worried about them because they already ready to go. Right? They, in their mind, they ready to go. They already ain't got shit. Right. But the real test is gonna be here in America.
Right? The Western countries,
the European nations, but mainly America. It's coming to the West. And when it comes to the West, it's gonna be even worse. Because like the brother was saying, people in America, they like to eat. They're addicted. We're all addicted to shit in this society. Right, where you can get up in the middle of the night and go get a burger from any burger joint. Well, in the new system, you ain't gonna be able to do that.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying, man.
Right, you fuck around by get a burger with that chip, and you can't get no meat for the rest of the month.
Yeah,
right, but people are fucked up like that. Don't think about trying to take your chip and add your money to another person's money, and y'all gonna bring it all together. Y'all can't do that. They ain't gonna allow that to happen. Right,
it's gonna be terrible, man.
It's gonna be terrible. I got a real.
So you're gonna be.
Can I read those 2 precepts in the NLT? And I just read them quickly. Like they're already, are plain explainable. So Ezekiel 4:16 in the NLT said, then he told me, son of a man, I'll make food very section in Jerusalem. It will be weighed out with great care and eaten fearfully. The water will be rationed out drop by drop, and the people will drink it with dismay. Verse
Yep.
17, lacking food and water, people will look at one another in terror, and they will waste away under their punishment.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's right. That's why real quick, this is just to land back off with the Zaquan just read. This Lamentations 4 and Lamentations 4 and 9. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through for want of fruits of the field. In the NLT, it says, those killed by the sword are better off than those who die of hunger, starving.
Yep.
They waste away and lack of food from the fields, right? When you start, and these people, they want this to happen. They want people to die. They want people to die of famine and starvation. And once starvation kick in the human body, you can't fix it with a sandwich. You can't fix it with soup, right? You got to get an intravenous type situation going on with proper nutrients. But in order to get that, you're going to have to use that chip to get in one of those facilities if they even give it to you. But the vast majority of the people are going to perish. And then the second scripture I got is 2 Ezra 16-22. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the others that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Right? And that's going to happen prior to Yahushua coming back and prior when all hell breaking loose on the earth. But even more so when a nuclear destruction happens to America, because America is a top exporter as well as importer of goods. And once America is destroyed, it's going to be a cataclysmic event in the system of the Edomites, right? There ain't going to be no more trade and pushing goods from one place to the next. They're going to be it. You're going to have it. The money system is going to collapse, and this is the reason why they're trying to rush to a global system. So just in case one facet of the system falls, they can still use that global system to operate, but it's not going to work that way. But it is a highly rationed system, right? And this woman, she's a demon, high level demon, witch. She's a witch, and she worked with the money. You got it, Zaquan.
Yeah, it was just off that. I think it's a precept where it talks about how Yahweh Shai, he's gonna pretty much take down so many words, or from paraphrasing, the heathens inventions, something to that effect.
Yeah,
Just to back up what you're saying, because at the end of the day, we understand that even in the Old Testament, it tells you, I think it's in Psalms, that the counsel of the heathen shall come to naught.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter what you're working on, what you're planning. We saw what happened. What was it, about a week ago? Was it that Bilderberg meeting or whatever? You saw how the wind was knocking down, and they showed you who was there. All your top officials and stuff. One dude from Great Britain, another two people from Babylon the Great, and so forth and so on, man. So this whole thing, hey, as the scripture says in Jeremiah, Esau has been made bare. Okay, there's no you looking real sloppy, my guy. All right, we saw Nero number 47 in an interview with 60 Minutes, and she didn't already told him this is what's been said. Never said that it was said about him. Speaking of Nero 47, this fool turned around and was like, well, at the end of the day, I know you're going to come with it, so just go ahead and say it. Then when she questioned him, he was like, first of all, I just got to say, I ain't sleep with that. He was like, what? Like, what are you talking about? She didn't even accuse you.
He's like, I'm not a pedophile. I'm not a rapist.
Yeah, he's like, I ain't sleep with him. I ain't a pedophile.
He did all that shit and did something, nigga. And Pam Bondi said that nobody can be convicted. They can't even prosecute nobody because the whole system gonna fall. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
That's what Pam Bondi said. They can't prosecute nobody because the whole system. Well, I think Pam Bondi is not this. She's not the person no more. But she said when she was in that office, she said, "Yeah, that's too much. The whole system would collapse if all them people got convicted." And she said it. And then and another thing that the interviewer told him, she told him that people think Americans believe that it was staged. Like most people, they oh, those people that say that, they don't know what they're talking about. Nigga, it was staged. The whole event, you had one nigga sitting there eating his food like nothing was happening. Like it's as usual. What the fuck y'all getting all excited for? Right? They pushing this nigga out, and then they trying to make the nigga, they trying to drum up some type of sympathy for this dude. Why do you think this is happening to you? You know what I'm saying? And he said, you know, when people are doing great things and they make changes, they're marked. People try to get them. Nah, nigga, this is we know what you're trying to do. You're trying to draw sympathy away from all your failures because you're failing. Your whole system is your charade is gone, and that's why they hate the internet.
Yep.
It's information coming out. We supposed to be drinking 40s, rapping on the corner, selling drugs, you know, tap dancing and break dancing. We ain't supposed to be sitting up at 2 o'clock in the morning talking about Christine Lagarde and rationing and the MOTB system, right? We supposed to be, you know, out smacking bitches or you know, rapping, you know what I'm saying? Playing basketball or just working till we can't work no more, till our back give out.
Yeah,
but this change. You got it, bro.
I
bring it out.
Second Ezra chapter 13 verse 37, it says, and this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, which of their wicked life are falling into the tempest.
Again, they're not going. What's that in Job? Where it talks about they're pretty much they're not going to be able to fulfill their enterprise. Okay, which really goes into that chip, their new world order, everything that coincide with that. Okay, Yahweh Shema Shah is going to only let them get so far. Okay, but when that measure is filled, it's game over. You asked out, Esau.
And a brother had posted that precept, Malak Obadiah 4:03, Job 5:12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise or anything. Just looking at what you said, Zaquan.
There you go. You see what I'm saying? And this is why the Apostle Paul said, you know, rest in us. Okay, you find rest in us. Matter of fact, can a brother get Psalm 73 and to the point where it talks about until I came into the counsel of Yahweh, then I understand their latter end, roughly paraphrasing.
This Psalm 73 and Psalm 73. Yep. Psalm 73. I'm gonna start at verse 14. The points in 17. For all the day long have I been plagued and chastened every morning. Right. It says, if I say I will speak thus, behold, I should offend against the generations of thy children. It says, when I thought to know this, it was too painful for me until I went into the sanctuary of the Most High. Then understood I their end. Right?
Beautiful.
And the NLT, that verse says, then I went into your sanctuary, O power, and I finally understood the destiny of the wicked. Right? And what is the destiny of the wicked? Destruction. This is the end of their society. This is the end of their rulership. This is the end of the world of the Gentile, right? But you won't be able to understand that unless you go into the word of Yahweh Shema Shah with understanding, right? So this whole verse, in the beginning, Asaph was lamenting. He was like, yo, these people, they're good, they're strong, right? They speak lawfully concerning oppression, and they got everything their heart could wish for, right? But we troubled all day. Right, they're not in trouble like other men, right? But now that you're starting to see that trouble is coming. I got a video, Lord willing, coming called "Delayed Justice, Not Denied Justice." Right, the justice was delayed for us, but it wasn't denied. So the Lord is about to enact His justice of vengeance on these nations. They think that this grandiose plan, like about the MOTB, this is high level information, right? The mark of the beast, the RFID chip. The beast system. This is high level information. Like they were like, how do you know this? And he wasn't even in the meetings with it. Well, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai has been revealed to us.
That's right.
And ultimately, your big plans, because this is big plans. They're putting money on top of money into this new system. But guess what? It's going to fail. You're going to fall. You're not going to have control that you think you have, right? Your system is only going to affect those that are rebellious against you. How about Shem Rashad?
Yep. Because just to add to that, the data centers that they got going up, they already saying that the infrastructure is not up to date to be able to hold those sort of data centers. So you already there's already trouble coming. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, check this out, Saquon, because I'm gonna let the video play because they're gonna get right into it. I'm gonna just speed it up where the professor comes in. Let's check this out.
It's like, are people taking this seriously? And you hear just in her voice, I mean, as a central banker, she doesn't want to scare people, but she's kind of, you can hear it there, that they're all the signals. She's basically pointing out all of the signals. We're back with Professor Jiang to talk about the global impact of this war in Iran. Professor, what do you make of Christine Lagarde's message there? And do you see a much bigger problem emerging?
Yeah, I think she is forewarning a major catastrophe approaching the global economy that's going to come very soon. So she points out 1/3 of the world's fertilizer passes through the Strait of Hormuz. And most people don't appreciate this, but fertilizer is what feeds the world. So without fertilizer, the globe, the earth, could sustain one or 2 billion people, 2 billion people if you're optimistic. So basically, we're able to have 8 billion people on this planet because of fertilizer. Now, if you take out fertilizer out of the equation, this means that a lot of people are going to starve. There's no way around it. So this brings up a much bigger point, which is people don't appreciate the fragility of the global economy. We use something called a just-in-time supply chain system. So there's very little inventory, there's very little resilience. The system doesn't know how to cope with setbacks, with delays. It's designed to be as quick and as efficient as possible in order to maximize benefit for the consumer. So this system was not designed to be resilient, it was designed to be efficient. And this is going to cause a lot of problems for the world. Another point that I will make is that these policymakers know that this catastrophe is coming. And the thing about policymakers is that they don't let a crisis ever go to waste.
Bingo.
Yeah.
What did you say? You got it.
We started hearing that a lot during Obama's administration. The guy, Rahm Emanuel, he used to be part of his cabinet. He ended up becoming the mayor of Chicago. He said, you never let a good crisis go to waste. You never let good prices go to waste. What that mean? What do you mean by that? Capitalize off the crisis. Everything that you wanted to implement, now that we have this crisis, we can do it. We can push it. We can push a permanent ration system now. Right? We can make it happen to where that these people come to us for the want of all things and everything. Right? We can do that. You got it, brother.
Can I get a quick precept about Kusha?
Yeah, bring it up.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 12, and I'm going to start from verse 10. It says, never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his weaknesses. So you can never trust Esau, man, no matter what this devil says, how he comes looking like, how he represents himself. He's always looking to get you, no matter no matter what. Okay, so when you I'm gonna read verse 11 as well. It says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt note that his wrath have not been altogether wiped away. Meaning the nigga never changed. He's still the same dude, man. And that's Esau for you. It says verse 12, say him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in that place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Verse 13, who will pit a charmer that is beaten with a serpent? And that's gonna be these dudes that fucking sold out, man. Okay, you think you got the bag, you got the money, you think Esau's on your side, man. You wait once Esau says, okay, it is time to go. All you do is that sold out, man. Esau's gonna come at you first. Because you You took the money, you lived it up. Now you want to turn against him. He's gonna be like, man, what the fuck is this? You know?
Yeah.
It says, hey, are we gonna feel sorry for these dudes? We're gonna be like, what the fuck? We told you this devil never, to never run to him for help. What makes you think we're gonna feel sorry for you, man? You chose to trust into the shadow, the system of America. Pursuant to the book of Isaiah, is it Isaiah 31 or 30, where it says never not to trust into into
The shadow
Egypt,
of Egypt.
the
Yeah.
shadow of Egypt at the water arcade, and that's what most of these jacks have done, man. You really think fucking Donald Trump wasn't going to really make America great again? No, he's going to make America worse than ever before, man, and it's
Right.
already happening. He says, so who will put a charmer that is being with a serpent or any such night white beast? Verse 14. So one that goes to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pit? And that's what this Jack is doing. You want to be cool with Esau, man? Come on, bro. Like, haven't you learned a lesson? Haven't you seen how Esau operates? You going to trust him? You going to sign a contract? You think he's going to keep that? He's going to keep that contract? Ask the Native Americans, man, what happened to them?
Mm.
Oh, you can say, oh man, we don't know. That's just that's what you got to say. Okay, cool. Ask them Iranians then.
Hey, that's why the scripture says, "No hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished." You see what I'm saying?
There you go. Yup.
Oh,
And now
it don't matter. You can be out there singing "Kumbaya," okay? You can go out there with what's that dude from the church community, Kurt Franklin. All right, you can do all of that, skedaddling around. It's not going to change the judgment. Y'all about Shemal Shah.
Yeah, the scripture says, though hand in hand join together, the wicked shall not go unpunished.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for them to be punished, the wicked of our people, as well as the wicked and these other heathen nations. Right?
Yep.
It's supposed to be. This is all a part of the Great Reset. Can we play the rest of the video?
Con.
And policymakers are first and foremost concerned about how to create more control over people, how to create an AI surveillance state. And if you talk about rationing, well, what comes naturally with rationing is basically digital currency and digital ID, right? Because think of communism, think of Marxism, think of a command economy where, because there's so little food, because there's food scarcity, there's fuel scarcity, well, we have to ration this, so we have to basically give you coupons. And we do that digitally through digital currency. And so think of more control, think of...
Sorry. That's all it is. You got coupons now. You call them dollar bills, FRNs. Now you got to get digital coupons, worthless money to get worthless food.
Never-ending cycle, and matter of fact, it's funny because I was looking up commentary on Revelation 6:6, where it talks about when you go into it, how it says a measure for a week for a penny. Mm-hmm. And some of the commentary was saying basically in modern day terms, that goes right into a scarcity of food, that goes into a famine, because what used to cost you maybe, let's say, a loaf of bread, $2, $3, or whatever the case may be, right? Now that's going to double. So a loaf of bread may cost you anywhere from $10 to $15. Yeah. So now, go ahead.
I was going to say the price can change too throughout.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. And the commentary was saying that it was liking that in today's terms, that's liking it to a scarcity of food. So what the government is going to try to do is they're going to put you in an oppressive state. That's what the commentary is saying. So much so that you're going to have to get up and make a decision. Do I pay my rent today? Or do I put gas in my car today? Right? Or do I go and spend whatever little money I can spend to get some groceries for the crib? What do I do? See, you Babylonians, aka Americans, see, you've been living so good with a fucking, excuse my language, silver spoon in your damn mouth, to now we getting to the point where this whole shit finna get down. Ain't finna be no more chicken and Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, no more White Castles, no more goddamn Wendy's, none of that shit. All of that shit going out the window.
Gone.
Franchise wars, like in that movie Demolition Man. Taco Bell, the only thing that lasts, Taco Bell and Pizza Hut. right? Because you're not gonna have all the choices that you thought you would have. Real quick, I had looked this up a couple of days ago. It says if a digital rationing system were implemented, say because World War III broke out, well, because this is about racism and rationing. But yeah, let me read this. How broke out? Could racism affect that as well? Short answer: yes. Racism can still affect a digital rationing system, but it would show up in different, less obvious ways than in World War II. The digital system, especially one tied to IDs, apps, or even CBDC, can be more consistent on paper, but it depends entirely on how it's designed and enforced. The system itself can be neutral, but inputs may not be. If the rules are coded like each adult gets X units of fuel and food per month, that looks fair. But problems start when who qualifies and how the system reads people. If eligibility is tied to employment, housing, or tax records, groups historically disadvantaged could get less allocations. If databases are incomplete or based, some people get undercounted or excluded. So the bias doesn't have to be in the rule, it could be in the data feeding it. Digital access gaps, the new segregation. This is one of the biggest risks. If rationing is managed through smartphones, apps, online identity systems, then people without reliable access get left behind. This is why they want to bank the unbanked, right? That low-income communities, rural populations, and some minority groups, right? And so I brought this up to show you how this new system that they're going to feed you is not going to benefit. It's not going to benefit our people. You might think it will, but in the end, it won't. In the end, it's just going to only benefit those who are at the top, like Aaron Russo said. You got it.
They showed you that in that movie. What is it? Time or Timeless with Justin Timberlake.
Yep.
Right. And if you was in a low play, they like that. That's what DVOC 2020 was all about. Yep. So that they can separate, get rid of the middle class, right? And that's why you had those 200 plus CEOs that left their companies or whatever. We didn't see that coming, right? Yep. And now look, they didn't double their money in the last 6 years.
Yep.
Right. And then go ahead.
No, sorry, you got this going on. I ain't gonna cut your words.
I was just gonna say, just like the situation 2 weeks ago when Nero number 47 held the ceasefire, but right before he called on the ceasefire, somebody had dumped all the stock or dumped all the trade within the stock, and they made over $740 something million or billion, something to that effect.
Yep.
So it's letting you know it's all a game, man. At the end of the day, that's all it is with them.
Yeah, they're playing with you, man. You don't understand it, but it's judgment too. This is prophecy happening, right? The Lord is allowing this to happen. This is Yahweh Bashem Shai's famine. This is Yahweh Bashem Shai's chip. This is Yahweh Bashem Shai's nuclear weapons. All of this is his control through his son. It's his control, right? And he got this set up for punishment. For all you that believe that this is just a system changing over and not like Captain Zariak, he didn't want to go into this, right? He said this crypto is I don't trust crypto, but it's more than just crypto, right? They're getting you digital payment systems, which you already been using anyway. So the majority of people are going to take it. It says in the case of World War III breaking out, how would rationing work today? Countries like the U.S. have military budgets for military needs. Could a ration system be permanent if a world war does break out, especially in the era of CBDCs? And it says a modern ration system wouldn't look like paper coupons and rationing, what this dude just mentioned, rationing books like in World War II. It would be much more digital, targeted, and tied into existing financial and supply systems. Even though the U.S. spends heavily on defense, war, and global scale stresses civilian supply chains, not just military stockpiles. Things that trigger rationing today: disrupted shipping, blockade, cyber attacks. Christine Lagarde was speaking about this. Energy shortages. Christine Lagarde was speaking about this. Fuel, electricity, grid stress, food supply issues, fertilizer, imports, logistics. Christine Lagarde was speaking about this. Industrial bottlenecks, chips, metals, and pharmaceuticals. So rationing wouldn't be about we ran out of money. It would be about controlling limited physical resources. And this is done on purpose. What modern rationing would look like instead of paper stamps, think digitally enforced limits, a card-based or account-based limits. Governments could use debit cards, tracking, EBT style systems. What we just said, retail purchases already used during COVID, during the what do you call it? The DVOC shortages. Yeah, the DVOC shortages. Only X gallons of gas per week. Limits on meat, rice, or cooking oil. That's why one of Trump's cabinet said that the average American don't need a lot of food to survive. All they need is a tortilla, a piece of meat, and something else. She said something else, right? Could you imagine? You take the chip and they give you a fucking tortilla, a piece of meat, old meat, and a fucking a piece of broccoli, nigga. You gonna be done out here. Right? Caps on electricity usage.
Hey, apparently that's what they was doing down in Alcatraz. Apparently,
yeah. It says caps on electricity usage, right? You're talking about the whole issue with the what do you call them? Centers, the centers where they got all the electricity going on, and
the data centers.
Data centers, right?
Yeah.
Digital identity tracking. Because most transactions are already digital, rationing could be automatically enforced at checkout, tied to your ID, not to a physical coupon. Adjusted in real time depending on supply. We just said that. A loaf of bread costs $15. You got it, brother.
That goes into your carbon footprint. So for brothers who don't understand, when you go into carbon footprint, basically it tracks your overall usage of like say for instance, they may hit you with the, you know what, you had too much red meat this week.
Yep.
Right? You had a steak on Tuesday, you had a burger on Wednesday, so that's enough for you, right? And they can cut that out for a week, 2 weeks, whatever the case may be. Okay.
Too many steps.
Yeah, there was real quick. There's a video, an AI video somebody had put together to show you how this looks from a visual aspect, and it showed the girl that basically she went to get her favorite cup of ramen noodles or whatever, and she pretty much she maxed out, let's just say. So they gave her some they said based off your UBI credit, universal basic income credit, you only allowed to take they said like a half a kilo bag of it looked like worms or something, beetles or something.
Damn.
That she can only eat. And that was supposed to make her or make it last for her until the end of the month, where the credits will roll over and come back, where she'll have to go through the whole phase again for a 30-day period. So this is what they're trying to implement on, as the elder said earlier, on a global scale. Remember, Revelation 3:10 talks about that, right? Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. The hour of temptation is speaking about the chip. Why is it known as the hour of temptation? Because everything that he's doing of gaining control of all the resources is going to be in that defining moment where you're going to be tempted. This is why Yahweh Shah said, he that loseth his life for my name's sake shall find it, but he that findeth this life, right, shall what? Lose it. Finding your life, meaning, as the elder went into, if you take that chip, it's game over. That's you finding your life, meaning you didn't trust in Yahweh Bashim Shah, but rather you trust in the beast system. But you got it. That's all I got.
It says,
a few precepts?
brother.
No, you good. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 10, verse 2. It says, the wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. And that's going into these, this NWO or this agenda of theirs. I mean, it's going to be terrible towards the Israelites, man, or the Jake. This whole system of things is not meant for us to strive into. It's made to really, take us out, and that's why Esau is going to be persecuting, Jake. And that goes back to even you niggas that sold out. You're gonna be under his foot. Since the book of Second Ezra chapter 16, you ones that consider unto them, you should be in derision, man. All right.
That's right. Absolutely. So I'll put the video back because he has some more that he has to say.
Yeah, you got it, brother.
More financial repression. Think of possibly economic collapse.
So, I'm trying to extrapolate what this will be the lived experience for us, because the Wall Street Journal recently reported that the Pentagon was approaching American companies like Ford and General Motors to shift factory capacity towards weapon making. They can ask them nicely, but they also can use the Defense Production Act to require companies to prioritize and accept government contracts. And Secretary of War Pete Hegseth had said, this is to put us on a wartime footing. So that doesn't mean live your lives, we're going to go to war, it's all good. It's you will live in a wartime footing. And so what was the lived experience during World War II for Americans is Rosie the Riveter, the woman goes to work, and food shortages and food rations. And it was not optional. So there is precedence for this. It's not hysterical to think that we are being pushed towards this, right?
Yeah, no, I think history might repeat itself. So what led to World War II was, first of all, 1929 stock market crash, where billions of savings were wiped out. We might see a similar situation where the stock market collapses, and possibly there is a cyber attack, a cyber false flag attack on the nation's financial data centers. So all that money you have in the bank might be wiped out, and you can blame the Iranians for that, even though it may not be the Iranians. This will lead to a depression in America, where people become desperate for jobs, where people become desperate for food. The American government can now step in and create a command economy, just like what they did in the 1930s, right? Roosevelt's New Deal. And then the economy switches to a wartime economy, where you are making drones, weapons, and munitions for all these wars overseas that America has to fight in order to ensure it has control over the world's oceans and resources.
I mean, everything you're talking about is already coming to fruition, right? I mean, a $1.5 trillion wartime budget at the Pentagon under President Trump, the move towards digital currency, the House resolution that's now coming forward. We've covered it here on the show about this new digital ID that would be required to sign into the internet. Basically, as an age verification. They tell us it's about safety, but it's all about control. This is the control grid that's coming right before our eyes. And we're just like walking blindly right into it right now in the United States.
Right. So there are two major pieces to this AI control grid, right? The first is you would need an enforcement mechanism, and this would be ICE. Do you really need soldiers with machine guns in the streets to deport illegal immigrants? Obama was able to do so without soldiers. He did it just through cooperation with local law enforcement, right? So I think the ICE, it's meant to be almost like a Gestapo, a part of a secret police, in order to control the lives of people. Their budget is I think projected to be $90 billion. That's a lot of money to get rid of illegal immigrants. So I think ICE is one piece of the puzzle. The other piece of the puzzle is Operation Stargate, where the government has dedicated $500 billion to building data centers all around America. Listen, these data centers are not for having an AI girlfriend or for helping you cheat on your homework. They are part of the control grid. Right. So you look at companies like OpenAI, they don't make money selling chat services to people. But Sam Altman seems to be very confident that he'll be very successful. So I think he knows something that we don't know.
Oh, it's deeply, deeply troubling. You talked about also, well, we mentioned it before the show, which is the oil refineries. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, what is going on here? And I don't know if you have the answer to it, but we're now seeing, dozens of oil refineries around the world, many of them in BRICS-aligned nations. You saw in India, one of the inaugural, President Modi of India was about to have the inauguration of this brand new.
Before we go forward, he had mentioned about the whole digital internet, how ISIS has been pushing to where now you're required to verify your age, and we've seen that happen in Australia. Like Australia, if you had I got kids, they were doing jiu-jitsu, whatever. I know some other families who their kids were doing jiu-jitsu said they had social media pages. Well, when that we when that registration kicked in over here in Australia, those pages were taken down. You had to register a new page, verifying your age, which was the same way with YouTube, TikTok, so Instagram, I think Facebook and Snapchat. If you making a page now, you gotta verify who you are by using your driver's license, your passport. So ISO is already moving forward over in Australia. I don't know how America is like over here. That law or that legislation is already in place,
Yep.
And then another thing I've noticed is the internet. ISO can shut off the internet, our regular internet. But one thing that they got going on over here is that you can buy what's that demon from South Africa, man? The owner of this the car company. What is that? Tesla.
Yeah,
Elon
Tesla.
Musk. That dude. He has his own. He has his own internet to where you can use that internet even if you're under a cave. It works. It's through satellite, so it's not like it's not like this regular. What is it?
The Starlink. The Starlink.
That's the one. So you can use that shit whatever you want. And this regular internet we're using right now, ISO can take them out now and say, look, the new internet you have access to is Starlink, and this other internet they got going. ISO is going to be introducing, and for you to use that internet, you're gonna have to be registered and also be under control, like heavily controlled.
I saw it.
No more dark web. No more, using proxy. None of that. It's not gonna. Those internet ain't gonna be able to accept that, man.
Yeah, I saw it in the new iPhone 18. They're set to release this year. When you go into the specifications, one of the outlines of the phone is that you'll automatically have access to their 5G satellite towers in space.
Yeah. There you go.
I was like, wow.
So
it's getting real.
Yeah, we got you hear this, the internet being more controlled, right? This part of that famine of the word. We're talking about famine of food right now, but the first famine that's going to happen is the famine of the word.
That's right.
Whereas you be able to eat this bread, this bread of life, right? T-Mobile, Starlink are joining forces. Yep. It says you're not going to be able to eat this bread of life so freely like you are today. You're going to be able to. You're not going to be able to, because right now they could take a page down. We could bring another page up. That's going to stop. And it's already kind of stopping in certain instances. Some brothers, their page get turned down, taken down. They can't open up another page, even if they open up to their IP address. And then using VPN, well, that's going to be a thing of the past too, right? And they only going to allow you to see what they want you to see. Right, they want you. They don't just want your age verification. They want to know who you are that's using it. That's why they want your ID. In some cases.
Oh shit! Hey, Elder, I'm glad you just slacking, man. I'm glad you just mentioned VPN because when did Easter start making commercials of VPN on fucking TV? He's doing that, man. The other day I was watching. I was somewhere doing my recovery, and then on TV it says bro, he showed to do subscription for fucking VPN, and I'm like, yo, VPN, you motherfucker used to go against VPN, but now you got control over VPN.
Yeah, because they can track you. Well, in order to get a VPN, you got to pay for it. So your purchasing app, all of that's going to be in there. So this is what we're trying to explain to you is that these things. One, the first thing is this: all of this is set up to push the whole world into the MOTB system. Regardless what these people talking about, the fear of hunger, the fear of being digitally controlled, it's already going to happen. It's not going to stop, right? The train is moving because it's part of prophecy, right? So for those that are trying to detract from what's happening right here, it's not going to work because everything that's happening, see, like right now, this dude, Kim Jong-un, the Chinese boy, this guy, he's like he's supposed to be the Asian prophet. This guy supposed to know everything. He used to know it all, right? But in reality, they ain't doing nothing but siphoning the information off from the apostles to the bishop, elders, and the brothers on down, from the prophets to the Lord. we giving you the whole truth, because they're not telling us to you so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans. You so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, you're not watching stuff like this. So what audience are they talking to? They're talking to their people to try to warn their people. But we're warning you from Yahweh Shah.
Beautiful.
Okay, you got it
straight up and down. You got anything else, Yashar?
Oh no, that was it. That was it. Yeah.
Okay, I'll finish this out.
Oil refinery, and the day before it goes up in flames. So all of the oil refining capacity is being taken offline. What is going on?
Right. So I think there's a combination of war. So a lot of the refineries that are being destroyed are because of war, right? The Americans attacked the natural gas fields of Iran, and the Iranians responded by attacking the natural gas fields of Qatar. So war is a factor. Another factor is just accidental malfunction. So because of energy shortages, these refineries have to maximize output, and so it's possible they neglect safety measures because they're at capacity. That's a second factor. Now, the third factor is a sabotage, right? So if you look at the Australian Geelong refinery fire, that is deeply suspicious. They say it was an accident, but people locally said that this was probably sabotage. So there are these three factors going on, right? War, accidents, and sabotage. One thing that I will say is that if you're trying to change your society, you really need to better control your people. And quite honestly, from the perspective of the elite,
hey, that's what, peasants. For a minute, that's what Aaron Russo said. It's about, well, Alex Jones said it, but he agreed. He said that the MOTB, the chip, the RFID microchip, is total control. He said, in order to change the system, you have to be able to control the people. I just looked this up. I just saw, so I came across something. This Edomite, he calls the world UK's most tattooed man. He couldn't pass the age verification because his tattoos on his face like a mask. So the system keep telling him to take his mask off. So I asked, what is UK age verification? UK age verification is a mandatory legal requirement under Online Safety Act 2023, enforced by Ofcom to prevent minors from accessing harmful online content, including pornography, violent material, and certain social media. Starting July 2025, it requires users to prove they are 18 plus via robust methods like facial recognition, facial age estimation, photo ID matching, or credit checks.
See?
Credit checks.
And you said that was from the UK?
Yeah, this is from the UK.
So they're running the exact same model as down here in Australia. Now, which Rothschild said, give me control of a nation's money, not care now who makes his laws?
I believe it was either Meyer Emshell or Rothschild said it, or it might have been Nathan, but it was one of them.
And you see how all the nations, no matter how they're going about it, guess what? The end game is it's got to be done. It's got to be done.
Yeah.
So once again, as the scripture says, when this cometh to pass and Lord will come, then you're going to know that you're in the midst of a prophet, because the prophets, okay, as the scripture says, all right, the secrets are given unto the servants, the prophets. Yeah. So with this grace period just about up, the books is still open. The wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is here. You see what I'm saying? Can a brother real quick get Sirach 5 and 7, Babak Shah?
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 5, verse 7. And it reads, make no tarrying and turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance.
Right. So now will be wise to listen to the servants, the prophets, man, beginning with the apostles, the bishops, and elders on down. Okay. Because like Elder Malcolm, he said it today, the lesson that he put out, man, if you don't have the hedge of protection of Yahweh Shem Shai, we don't care how much bottles of water you've stocked. Okay. We don't give a damn how much Jiffy mix you got up in the pantry. All right. How much Kool-Aid sachets you got stored up. It ain't going to amount to nothing, man. As the scripture says in the Apocrypha, all right, people are going to be going in each other's houses for what? Because of lack of bread.
Right. That's right.
And she just told you earlier in the video that when the farmers are not getting the fertilizer, okay, the crude oil is not coming in and stuff like that, that creates a domino effect, because when the trucks can't go to the docks to pick up those boxes and those containers and drop them off to the warehouses, guess what? Your forklift drivers, they're out of a job because the freight is not moving in. So whatever fresh produce you have left on the shelves, okay, when people start to panic buy and go through the notion to get whatever it is they need to get, there ain't nothing else on the shelves, what you think is going to happen? Total pandemonium is going to hit in the streets. And this is what the elites want.
Yeah, order out of KO, order FKO, so they can bring the order. The order is the MOTV system. The order is, and they're gonna make it. They have you thinking that it's a natural occurrence, but it was all contrived. They knew everything, how things was going to happen and how it was going to play out, because it was a part of their craft. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You got it, brother.
You got anything, Yashar?
I had a quick precept on Psalms. This book of Psalms, chapter 140 and verse 1. It says, to the chief musician, a Psalms of David. It says, deliver me, O Yahweh, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man, which imagineth mischiefs in their heart. Continually are they gathered together for woe. They have sharpened their tongues like a serpent. Others, his poison is under their lips. Salah. This is verse 4. Keep me, O Yahweh, by Hashem Yashar, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent men who have purposed to overthrow my goings. The proud have hid a snare for me, and quotes, they have spread a net by the wayside. They have set gins for me. Salah.
And those gins are the traps. All this that they want you to see. The vast majority of the people are going to be faithless, so they don't have the hope of the how shot. So they just going to run into the trap automatically, right? We'll starve you out over here. Now you're going to run over here to the left to try to get help, right? You're going to go the help you're going to get ain't going to be the help that's going to preserve you, right? You're going to run right into that chip. You're going to run right into them concentration camps. When all hell's breaking, especially in these major cities, it's a reason why so many people are concentrated in these major cities, man. And then as Quan was just talking about how like trucks ain't coming in, right? So now the trucks ain't coming in. They're going to tell you, well, we got food supplies over here in this stadium. You got to come over here and get your chip. I don't know if brothers ever Call of Duty game. They had a Call of Duty game. I forget what it was, but it was the one with Kevin Spacey was in it. And long story short, there was a concentration camp, and they were telling everybody to come get your chip. Come get your chip. Come get your RFID chip so you can get your job, so you can go to work.
That's crazy.
Yeah, y'all ain't never see that? It's a video game.
I've seen the trailer of Call of Duty, but I haven't seen that part though.
I've been telling it to you.
Yeah, you put it up.
You can continue playing, Supply.
Okay.
Have become too arrogant. The presidents have become too uppity, and so you need to make them much more anxious. You need to make them much more desperate, and so it's important to manufacture economic calamities in order to make them more obedient.
Well, that's what Colonel Towner Watkins says, and she's brilliant, and she talks about this as the strategy of tension. And these left behind armies, these NATO leave behind armies that have created this strategy of tension. You create this tension on purpose in order to agitate and control. It's all about control.
It's psychological warfare. They've been doing this for decades. And so think of the color revolutions in the Middle East, right? So they have this very good playbook, very effective playbook of using propaganda, of using spies, of using saboteurs, provocateurs in order to stir up discontent among the population in order to better control the emotions of the population.
Yeah, and if I may interject, the only difference with now, because we are in the end times, or in prophecy must be fulfilled, the Lord has it to where they're being exposed on every level. You see? So it ain't how it used to be where, as it says in Isaiah 47, to use thy enchantments, your stargazers, stargazers, prognosticators. Okay, if you can lean on that and see if it'll save you, it's not saving them. They getting exposed on every level. And see, that shows you that when the scripture says that Esau is the basis of men, he literally is, because like the professor just said, they run by a playbook. They not fucking smart like that. They run by the model. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If we've been getting by so long just from this one model, don't change nothing. We're going to keep rolling with the punches.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm going to continue.
So I think that we are moving towards a period of massive unrest.
Now, earlier off camera, you talked about the NASA program, and this seems to be something that's really irking people online. I see meme after meme of people saying, wait, you expect us to support a war in Iran? We don't have free healthcare. We have record debt. We will have to pay more for fuel, but you can use up all this jet fuel and send science experiments into the ether. What the hell? And you're saying you think that is another part of the control mechanism.
Right. So if we just extend our logic, right, and just say, okay, during this war, in order to maintain the American empire, the population isn't going to go with this war, so they need to create an economic catastrophe to make the population more obedient. And you want to introduce an AI surveillance system. You want to have you want to have a control grid. Well, a possible strategy is to fake an alien invasion and make people so afraid that they basically obey the government. But from the perspective of the government, this doesn't really have to succeed, because honestly, the baby boomers will go with anything, right? Yep. But maybe it's just theater. So everyone knows it's a fake alien invasion, but that allows the government to actually impose the AI surveillance grid on everyone. And the boomers will go with this. No one else will go with it, but no one really cares because they have ICE on the streets to enforce obedience.
Damn commercial, but don't forget, you got something that's called Project Bluebeam. Okay, we can't forget about that Project Bluebeam, right? So let's see.
Trump recently, of course, announced the shift of Space Force to its new location with its massive new infrastructure and, of course, billions of dollars and a new budget. It has its own spy program inside Space Force. For years on this show, we've been calling out how this is just one big, massive boondoggle for the defense industry. And of course, yes,
All
the
right, I'll put you up.
All right, so this is from the video game Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, right? And it's the aftermath of this. Let me play it. Hopefully, you hear this?
TVA doesn't take a break. Neither do we.
Yeah.
Copy.
Y'all can hear it?
Yeah, copy.
Check it out.
They were gonna start moving people back in next month. Then the KVA showed up. Now everything's on lockdown. They're protecting our target. We still locked in on him? Dr. Pierre Danois. He's in the Midtown Hospital. We're green. 4 years of hunting down Hades, and his right-hand man turns
Right here,
on the doorstep.
like, real quick, it says right here. This is what the
showed up.
be
Now
like,
everything's on
right?
lockdown.
You got all these people outside.
We still locked in on him? Dr. Pierre Danois. He's in the Midtown Hospital. We're green.
It says what?
4 years of hunting
Restricted area, authorized personnel
down
only.
Hades.
Check this out.
His right-hand man turns up at our doorstep. Fucking brilliant.
Uh-oh, he got caught. Run, bitch, run for your life. I bet there's something in here. How much you want to bet? Oh, you can't even go in there. That's where you find like intel and stuff, I bet. There's probably some back there and I missed it. But you guys are the best. Thank you so much for all the support. Keep it up. I'll keep cranking out these videos.
And with a pose it.
Right now.
And you see the background, they got that whole it's not the what is it? What is that behind in the background? The voices, that's the hologram.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hologram.
All good. Yeah.
Work with purpose.
There is some flexibility. We want your time here to be happy, but we
So Atlas Corporation's kind of taking.
Oh man, you gotta shut the fuck up, bro. I'm trying to get to this because the Brad Rat. This ain't the one, but this is the scene. But you gotta hear what she's saying. I'm trying to get you to hear what she's saying, man.
Over now.
The lady in the background.
Yeah. Hold on.
What the hell's going on up here? Throwing baseball. Obviously, this guy can't catch a ball though. I played baseball for 6 years.
I gotta find another video. This nigga,
Let's see if this guy drops it over.
He's talking too much, man. Hold on. Game, right, 6. I got you, bro. Give me a quick second. Hold on.
No, all good. All good.
You good?
Dude, it's not the Rad Brad trying to
Bikes are prepped.
Here it is.
Timeline is locked in.
All right, saddle up. One second, Captain.
anyway. I don't know what's going
They're
on.
protecting our target. We still locked in on him? Dr. Pierre Danois. He's in the Midtown Hospital. We're green.
4 years of hunting down Hades. His right-hand man turns up at our doorstep. Fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it said nothing happens unless you get your DNA chip.
Damn.
Wow.
You can't go to work. You can't do nothing. Hold on. Yeah. So
Yeah,
remember,
I just-
nothing happens unless you get your DNA chip. So they're walking through a concentration camp in the middle of the city, right? What causes this? Some type of war broke out, but it was all, it's a video game, but this came out in like 2014 or something like that. But this was in there. When I played the game, I was like, oh shit, they mentioned a chip, DNA chip. So let me hold on. DNA chip, and Call of Duty and Advanced Warfare. Right? Right here. It says right here, the Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, the DNA bomb, also known as the Manicore, is a hidden secret kill streak of war. No. Hold on. Chip. The DNA chip in Call of Duty and the work. Right here it says it says the data chip and the work camps. It says the work camp scenes follows a captured Mitchell and a captured Atlas sent to work in a camp prison. In the mission, the player sees the aftermath of Manicore as corpus from the weapons test shown in. It says the weapon Manicore designed to kill everyone except those with Atlas DNA markers. Genocidal weapon. It says DNA, so that's why they wanted you to get your DNA chip. And y'all heard it. Y'all heard what she said.
Yeah.
She said you can't get a job unless you get your DNA chip. So I just wanted to bring that out, man. I ain't mean to.
No,
I
it's
mean,
true.
so
There you go, man.
you got
You
it.
can't get around this truth, man. You
And
can't get around it.
they put it in everything. They got the X-Men cartoon where everybody had to get a chip, a microchip. I actually had an actual comic book. I cannot find this comic book to save my life, but I had it for a long time. You can go back to the videos, Aquan.
Okay.
I didn't have it. I ain't have it for a long time. But in the comic book, people had to get an RFID chip in their hand in the X-Men comic book.
Damn.
Yeah, shit is real. You got it, brother.
All right, let's get back to it. Make sure my audio is good. Yep.
Fears, you're seeing it online now. This idea that we are about to face some sort of big disclosure, some sort of big alien invasion. You're hearing it from members of Congress that disclosure is coming, and therefore to scare all of us into some sort of control. And that, I think, this is just another big piece of the puzzle. Project Bluebeam.
I want to raise two questions about the space program. So we know that after every major government expenditure, huge government project, we have massive innovation. Okay, so think of World War II, and the government spent billions of dollars on the Manhattan project. And in the 1950s, we have this tremendous wave of innovation, right, including the transistor, including the internet, including semiconductors. So that's what happens when you have tremendous breakthroughs, technological breakthroughs. But the problem is this: 1969, America sent a man to the moon. What technological breakthroughs do we have from that? In fact, if you talk to NASA, they tell you, oh, sorry, we lost all that technology, we lost all that, data, we lost all that footage.
Yeah,
that's kind of weird. That's really weird. That's point one. Point two is that undergirding technological breakthroughs are scientific theories. Okay, so think of the Manhattan Project and how before the Manhattan Project, there were all these tremendous breakthroughs in science, primarily Einstein's theory of relativity and quantum mechanics, which allows for the Manhattan Project. I'm completely confused as to what physical breakthrough or what theoretical breakthrough allowed for the space program, and why is it that after the space program was so successful, we don't have breakthroughs in our understanding of the universe? This is all really weird.
Don't you think?
They didn't go to the moon, but the point of the matter is they have a playbook. All this is the same playbook. Eustace Mullen said the same thing. He said they're not smart. They just have a playbook that works, a formula that works. Go to war, go to the moon, show some space shit, make it sound like you got all this technology. Listen, they could try to play a so-called alien invasion. If I see an Edomite come up off that motherfucking chariot, bruh, and I don't see a so-called Negro, Latino Native American come off that chariot, bruh, don't even turn to me. I'm turning that shit off, man. This ain't nothing but bullshit. The so-called aliens don't destroy America with chariot fire and then military chariot fire. I'm not even turning that shit on, bro. I'll do a lesson on it. I'll probably get on with these brothers. I'm like, bro, I ain't that shit, man, because I know who's coming back, bro.
That's right.
Yeah, that's your Howard shot. You got it, bro.
Yep. And that whole Artemis 2, they didn't they messed that up when the so-called astronauts came back down. They had them on stage, and I forgot what the girl had said. Oh, basically, she pretty much exposed that they was telling her through an earpiece on what to say to the people. And then Yahweh Shemel Shah had it to where she stumbled in her word, and she was waiting to play catch up on the earpiece, and it was on live TV. That shit was hilarious. You know what I'm saying? But again, like it says in Jeremiah, all right, I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. He cannot hide himself. Okay. This year in the time of the man of sin being revealed, man. Okay. You can't get out of it. So that's pretty much it on the video, because he doesn't really go into anything else. But you brothers had any other closing remarks?
One more precept, and I'm down with you, brothers. 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 19, it says, for the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. For it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. in verse 20. And it says, and again, the Lord Yahweh knoweth the thoughts of the wise, that they are vain. So that's that's my precept to what he was going into, how these devils, you went to the moon, you did all that, but you lost the evidence, you lost the footage, you lost the data. And we in 2026, you're supposed to, the technology is supposed to be, on higher level. Once you go back over there, motherfucker, once you do a whole live stream, once you show us what's really good out there. But again, it's Esau coming out lying and shit. As the scripture says that these devils is the father. He's a liar from the womb.
Yeah, he can't.
So yeah, he's full of shit, man. But also with this whole alien thing, this Esau's gonna use it as a way of deceiving our people.
Yep.
While he's planning, do something big, he's gonna be having you. It's like having our people focus on what this whole, the files being revealed, the distance not being, gonna take place. Now Jake is paying attention to this shit, while Esau is planning on how to take you out. The same thing. I don't know if you Akim seen this whole thing. It's folly. It's like you had to mention this, but Clay Thompson and Megan Stallion. That shit is the biggest fucking. Right. I was like, when I seen, I said, "What the?" I said, "People paying attention to that shit." I said, "What the fuck? You really paying attention to this shit?" I was like, "What?"
Now you know what's funny? Did y'all catch this? The moment they dropped that, while Jake was worried about that, they caught when they got Donald Trump up from that alleged shooting. They actually got the actual screenshot of him. He's supposed to be on the ground, and they was trying to rush him out. This motherfucker was standing behind a curtain and looking at everybody else panic.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I'll send it to you. And the number one thing that said, everybody on the comment board was like, if you've ever worked in theater, the number one rule in theater, if you can see the audience can see you.
Yeah. It's this man, his lies ain't working, his deception. Remember, his powers in his deception. He deceived the nations, right? Because the truth is here now. The truth is so abundant. It don't stand up in the eyes of the lies don't stand up in the face of the truth, right? That's right. This man's a liar. He's a deceiver, and he's like a hand mover, right? And he bringing out these different things to keep the people's attention. And the only people that's worried about that are the people in the world, right?
That's right.
Niggas in the world, the other nations. We're not worried about none of that. We're not worried about how these other nations view us. We're not worried about how our own people view us. We're not worried about fucking Clay Thompson and fucking Megan Thee Stallion. Them niggas, they got their consolation over here. They're gonna die. You know what I'm saying? So why am I worried about a dead man? I don't care if he can jump 2 feet in the air. You know what I'm saying? You worried about Yahweh Shemel Rashai and getting up out of here, salvation. That should be the forefront thing in your mind. Is getting worried about how the righteous shall be saved. You know what I'm saying? So, take what you will from this meal that you just received through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Rashai, but know that our power, Yahweh Shemel Rashai, is running everything. He ruleth in the kingdom of men. Right? That's right. And no lie, no deception is going to work, because when you see Yahweh Shai, you're going to know that ain't no Project Bluebeam. Motherfuckers get turned to dust is right standing next to you when America's being hit with nuclear fire and chariot fire. That ain't no Project Bluebeam. Right? Everything they put this AI shit out here now, niggas quick to lie. Oh, it's AI, it's AI, it's AI. Some of it is. But a lot of that shit, y'all niggas, and y'all just trying to throw it off with the AI lie. But the point,
don't forget that Jake going all the way back to 2020, the Jakes that are heavily invested into that Anunnaki, you ninjas are going to be the first one to get overtaken in that snare. I'm telling you right now.
You expected something, some mythology, right?
Yep.
Edomites can't and will never get on the chariots. So I don't see no Edomite jumping off, ain't no heathen, no 1,000-foot heathen. When you see an angel, you're going to know it's an angel. And it ain't going to be some Edomite with wings on and a long dress with a feminine look. When you see Yahweh Shai, all eyes going to see him. Every eye shall see him. Every knee shall bow. Every head is going to bow. you won't know what time it is.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we in the truth. We in the tabernacle of Yahweh Shem Shah. So none of this shit's gonna work. No enchantment can work against Jacob.
That's
So
right.
that's all I have, brothers, man. The water for let me join, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the waters of Zaquan coming up. Just going to read a couple of precepts off the comment board real quick. Brother Malachi Obadiah posted Isaiah 29:15, warn to them that seek deep to hide their counsel from Yahweh, and their works are in the dark. And they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us? Right. And that goes hand in hand with what we were saying. You know, these devils are being made bare right now, and everything that they're doing, they're losing control of the narrative. Okay. Things ain't working in the dark anymore with them. Everything is being exposed. They got whistleblowers, people that are in the know, that have known for many years, are now starting to come out. Matter of fact, we gotta touch on this before we go. Y'all know my man's David Wilcock, who just passed away.
Yep.
Right. We saw what happened in that situation, and remember, Elder Apostle Hard played the video on how it was said. He said when he wrote in his book, if he got caught telling about the story of Simeon Toko, okay, who was a Jake that done wonders, the miracles, right? And pretty much said that, hey, even though y'all trying to get rid of me or whatever, all right, cool, I'm gonna go ahead and go this time, but just know in the future there's gonna be many like me that's coming, and you ain't gonna be able to stop it. And he said that basically it was said unto him that if he was to put forth that information out, that they was gonna unalive him.
Yep. Yep. And they got him.
I'm saying they got him. You know, nothing else to say. Not just him, the other scientists as well. It's just going missing. What's that all about? You know, so hey, you know, like the elder said, man, praying, be steadfast, don't be moved, and do our hardness as a good soldier.
Last priest, we gotta read the title. So can I read it out real quick for you?
Go ahead, bring it out.
So you know, 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 14 says, "Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth." So that, you know, as you brother see the title, we didn't get a chance to get the precept, you know, when we started lesson, but that's the time we're in right now, you know. So that was it. So thank you.
Beautiful. So with that, Akim, we want to close out, and we want to give all praise, glory, and honor be to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, double honors once again to the beloved apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect, the tabernacle of David. And so on to the next, Abaratazah. Shalom.
Shalom.